Hey YouTube, iTech with Lex here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a video intro. Now this tutorial will only be useful for those of you who have a Mac and own Final Cut Pro or Final Cut Express, as we'll be using a program called Livetype which comes free with any of the Final Cut softwares. So here, I'll just open up Livetype right there. Okay, so I'm just going to be showing you the basic features that you should be familiar with to create a simple video intro. So right here we have the canvas, and this is where everything that you input will show up. Down here we have the timeline, which shows the progress of everything you've made so far. So up here you input text, so I'm just going to write demo quickly there. Okay. Down here in text options, you can choose size, so I'll just make it a bit bigger there. Tracking, which is basically how far apart the text is shown, so I'll reduce the size of it there and move them apart. Okay, in style, you can choose things such as opacity, which is basically how sharp the text is as shown right here. And you can also change the color and blur and so on. In effects, actually I'll get back to that in a second. In font, so over here in the other little menu, you can choose a font of the text shown. So I'm just going to choose something at random here. Apply, and it shows up down here in your timeline. Okay, so now I'll go back there and open up textures. So here you have different categories. We'll just go to canvas and choose feather, for instance. So apply to new track, and you can see it shows up down there in your timeline. So now I'm going to go to effects, and here you can choose different effects for how your text is shown. So for instance, I'll just choose that one, suction, apply, and it'll show up down here in your timeline. Okay. Now this is very important, this blue line here, because this shows when your timeline ends, so you should always have that exactly where you want your video intro to end. So here, I'll just press play quickly. As you can see here, now it's playing. So, just pause that for a second. Now, I'll just move this a bit there. Okay, so now in objects, I've showed you that. Textures, it's the same thing, so I'm just going to go and change it there. Apply to new track, and as you can see, I changed the color of the text. Okay, press play there. So as you can see, that the text and effects that I've inputted have gone together now to create this. And here you can choose when the effects and whatever you've inputted is shown. So now I've made that longer, so as you can see it's moving slower but for a longer time. Now, as I said, this is just a very short demo on how to do this, and of course you'll learn more by doing it yourself later. Now, so in File, you just press either render movie, which actually creates a file. Then I'll just move it to desktop, name it demo, save, and now it's exporting it to my desktop. And there you go, here it is, a QuickTime version of it. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and be sure to check out my channel for more tech news, tutorials, etc.